Let tangent alpha be negative 4 over 3, where alpha is in second quadrant because alpha is bigger than pi over 2, less than pi. Cosine beta is given 1/3, where beta is in first quadrant, bigger than 0, less than 90 degrees. So tangent alpha given, cosine beta given. Now we are asked to find the exact value of sine alpha minus beta, cosine alpha over 2, and tangent 2 beta. We know that sine alpha minus beta, this one is not simply sine alpha minus sine beta. Looking at the formula, we know that this one is sine alpha cosine beta minus cosine alpha sine beta. So in any case, we need sine alpha. So we will draw a right triangle based on this information and find all three sides. Then we can find any trig function, and we do same thing for this. Okay, so let's do that. So based on the first one, so let me draw. So coordinate axis, so this is pi over 2, this is pi. So alpha is bigger than, means we start from the initial line here and bigger than pi over 2, so somewhere, it does not have to be exact, and we just draw. So this angle is alpha, and based on this one we have this radial distance. Now we draw somewhere, I mean this can be anywhere, just drop a perpendicular line. Okay, now here we got this side adjacent, this is opposite, let me write B opposite, and this is hypotenuse C, and it's given that tangent alpha is negative 4 over 3. Now we need to assign negative to the top or bottom depending on this question. So here going to the left means negative, so A is negative and B is going up, that's positive, and this radial distance C is always positive. And we know that tangent is SOHCAHTOA, so using that TOA means opposite over adjacent. So this is opposite, this is adjacent, and adjacent is negative in this case, so this negative we tag to the bottom. So negative 4 over 3, we can write 4 over negative 3. So opposite we said B, adjacent we say A. Now we can find the third side. A square plus B square equals C square. A is negative 3, negative 3 squared 9, B is 4, 4 squared 16 equals C squared 25. Take a square root, so C equals 5. Now we got all three sides, we can find any trig function. Now let's do for second. Here beta is in first quadrant, bigger than 0, less than pi over 2, so we don't have to even draw this axis. If it, just here beta is in first quadrant, adjacent, opposite, again hypotenuse, and cosine beta is 1 over 3. So using SOHCAHTOA, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is adjacent and this is hypotenuse. So that's C equals 3, A equals 1, so B is missing. And we can use the Pythagorean theorem, A square plus B square equals C square. A is adjacent, that's 1 square. B is unknown, missing. C is hypotenuse, that's 3 square 9. subtract 1 from both sides, 8, take square root of both sides, okay, and this is positive, all positive in the first quadrant. Square root of 8, 8 is 4 times 2, square root of 4 is 2, so this is 2 root 2. Now we have all three sides for this triangle as well. Now let's find part A, B and C. Just looking at the formula list, we find that sine alpha minus beta is sine alpha cosine beta minus cosine alpha sine beta. Okay, sine alpha, look at this triangle, opposite over hypotenuse, B over C. Okay, opposite is 4, hypotenuse is 5. So this is 4 over 5 times cosine beta. Okay, cosine beta is in fact 1 over 3 minus cosine alpha here. Cosine alpha is A over B. That's negative 3 over, sorry, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So A over C. A is negative 3 over 5. Negative 3 over 5 times sine beta, that's B over C. So B is 2 root 2 over C is 3. Okay. We multiply this to 4 times 1, 4 over 15. 4 over 15 is a minus negative plus. This is 6 root 2 over 15. Okay, so common denominator 15. 4 plus 6 root 2. These are unlike terms. We cannot add or subtract. We can factor, but that doesn't help, so we stop here. That's part A. Cosine alpha over 2. That's part B. Let me write off here. Okay, I got room here. So this adjacent means, in our case, that's A. Hypotenuse is C, by the way. We assign C. So part B, cosine alpha over 2. Looking at the formula list, we get that cosine alpha over 2 is plus minus square root of 1 plus cosine alpha all over 2. Now we need to correctly choose plus or minus. Look at alpha. This alpha is in second quadrant. Alpha over 2 means when we divide any angle in the second quadrant by 2, we get in the first quadrant. You can simply take second quadrant, let's say like 120. Okay, if we divide by 2, that's 60. That's in the first quadrant. In first quadrant, all the trig functions are positive. That means plus minus, we just take plus and don't have to write. 1 plus cosine alpha, that is A over C. A is negative 3 over 5. Negative 3 over 5 all over 2. This is pretty much 1 minus 3 over 5. And we know that 1 minus 3 over 5, 1 is 5 over 5. So that's 2 over 5. Okay. So this is 2 over 5 divided by 2. That's 1 over 5. When we divide 2 over 5 by 2, that means 2 over 5, this division into multiplication, this 2 is in fact 2 over 1, and it becomes 1 over 2, cancel. Or 2/5 divided by 2 is just 1/5. We may leave that, or we can take a square root of 1, just 1 over root 5. We can rationalize, but this one is good enough. That's part B. Now part C, tangent 2 beta. Part C, tangent 2 beta. Looking at the formula list, we see that tangent 2 beta is tangent 2 any angle is just 2 tangent of that angle, 2 tangent beta over 1 minus tangent square that angle. Okay, let's plug in 2 times tangent beta. Okay, tangent beta, tangent is b over a. B is 2 root 2 over a is 1. 2 root 2 over 1 is just 2 root 2. So 2 times 2 root 2, 1 minus this is square, right? That's 2 root 2 square. This is 2 times 2, 8, sorry, 2 times 2, 4, root 2 on the top, all over 1 minus, this is 8, because this is 2 squared, 4 times root 2 squared means 2, so 8, 1 minus 8, that's negative 7, and we can put negative in the front, negative here, negative 7, so 7 here, 4 root 2, and that's the final. That's the answer for tangent 2 beta. Okay, we got negative, that makes sense. Because beta is in first quadrant. If we double, that's 2 beta means double. That is in second quadrant. And in second quadrant, only sign is positive. So this is tangent and it came out to be negative, and that makes sense.